Arsenal, good, bad, ugly. There's always some good. You've got to look at good first. So what's the good? If I think about it, Arsenal, for the injury crisis they've had this season, right? I think for us to still be second, fighting at some sort of a fight for the title, is actually a good thing. We've not been able to pick our first choice back for a lot this season. There's been a lot of rotation, a lot of changes, and that can actually disrupt rhythm. Despite that, up until the game against Villa, we still had the best defensive record in the league. So that tells you something. There's a lot. There's good in the team. There's good in Arsenal. Players are coming back into form. Trossard had a good game. There were actually a lot of good performances against Villa, which is the annoying thing. The bad. The bad is just we're uncharacteristically conceding a lot more goals. Teams aren't having to dominate us. Teams aren't having to outplay us to actually score goals, which is disappointing. But the ugly, that's the bad. That's the bad. But you want to know the ugly? The way we're playing is we are not playing in a way that's befitting of a team that wants to win the title. What do I mean by that? I keep talking about the structure of the team, and I'm going to keep talking about it. The way that I don't believe that the way the team is set up gets the best out of the current players. It's not to say that our players are world class. I just don't think Arteta's doing a good enough job in terms of coaching the team. What do I mean by that? What's ugly? We are scoring fewer goals in the second half now compared to other seasons. We're ninth, right? Out of all the Premier League teams, we're ninth for shots per game this season, right? So what does that tell us? We're not spamming teams. We're dull. We're not winning games, and a lot of games this season, we haven't won them comfortably. A lot of times, games are on a knife edge. If you think about Leicester at home, game was on a knife edge. You think about Southampton at home, game was on a knife edge. You think about even games at the start of the season against Wolves at home when we were destroying teams, but like we're not putting away chance. It's strange. It's either we're not creating enough. Even Ipswich, despite all the possession we had, it was 1-0 for a long time, game on a knife edge. I can think of very few games where we've literally killed teams off in the first half, and the second half we're just retaining possession, which we did so well last season, second half of last season. So that's the ugly. The ugly is just the style, the setup, the way the team is playing. It's a team that's not set up to come out and win and dominate. It's a team that's relying on fine margins and small patterns and small instances. That's why we keep focusing on decisions not going our way. But if we are more focused on a structure that's actually aimed at